What if I told you some animals look like they escaped a secret science lab, but they're actually real? No CGI, no movie magic, just nature doing wild experiments on its own. Nature really said, let's remix this playlist, and yes, these hybrids actually exist. Some happen naturally, some only happen in captivity. Let's start at number 8. Number 8, the zonkey. This is what happens when a zebra and a donkey have a baby, and yep, it looks exactly how you'd imagine. Mostly donkey body but with bold zebra stripes, usually on the legs and sometimes on the back. It looks like someone tried to draw a zebra from memory and stopped halfway. Zonkies are real and well documented in captivity, but just like most hybrids, almost all zonkies are sterile. That means they can't have babies of their own because their chromosomes don't line up right. Even though they look strange, they act a lot like donkeys, stubborn, tough, and very alert. They also inherit some of the zebra's wild behavior, which makes them harder to train than regular donkeys. So yeah, cute to look at, not always fun to handle. Now, number 7 is where things jump from farm weird to no way that's real. Meet the wholphin. Yes, that name is real. A wholphin is a mix between a bottlenose dolphin and a false killer whale. And before you ask, yes, false killer whales are real too. They're not whales or killers in the way the name sounds, they're actually large dolphins. This hybrid sounds fake because these two animals are very different in size. But a few real wholphins have been documented and studied in captivity. This part is 100% confirmed. The craziest part, at least one female wholphin was confirmed fertile and had babies. That alone shocked scientists. These hybrids have teeth shaped halfway between both parents, and a body that looks like a stretched out dolphin with extra muscle. Basically, it's built for speed and power. You don't want to race this thing. You will lose badly. This is one of the rarest hybrids on Earth, and only a handful have ever been recorded. And here's something important. Wholphins are extremely rare in the wild. Most confirmed cases come from controlled environments like research facilities. So while they are real, seeing one in the ocean is about as likely as getting struck by lightning while holding a winning lottery ticket. It could happen, but probably not today. So far, we've seen a striped bonky and a dolphin whale mix that sounds like a typo. And as crazy as those two are, the next part gets way bigger, louder, and harder to believe.
Now we move into number 6, and this one looks like a house cat that hit the genetic lottery. Meet the Savannah cat. This is a real hybrid between a domestic cat and a wild African serval. And yes, servals are those tall, long-legged wild cats with giant ears that hunt in the grasslands. Mix that with your average house cat and you get something that looks straight out of a video game character selection screen. Long legs, huge ears, spotted coat, and way more energy than your couch is ready for. Savannah cats are real and confirmed, but here's something important. Not all Savannah cats are the same. Some are closer to wild servals and some are closer to normal house cats, depending on how many generations removed they are. The closer they are to the serval, the wilder they act. They can jump insanely high, run fast, and stay active for hours. We're talking your cat just learned parkour energy. And while some states allow them as pets, others restrict them because of safety concerns. So no, you can't just grab one anywhere and take it home like a goldfish. They're smart too. Too smart sometimes. Owners report that Savannah cats can open doors, learn routines, and even play fetch. It sounds fun until you realize they get bored fast. And bored smart animals cause chaos. Polite chaos, but still chaos. Now, number 5 is where things stop being cool pet and start becoming giant legend. Meet the liger. This is the hybrid of a male lion and a female tiger. And yes, this is 100% real. The liger is officially the largest cat ever documented. Bigger than lions, bigger than tigers, bigger than anything else in the cat family. Here's why that happens. Lions and tigers have different growth control genes. When you combine them the wrong way, those stop growing signals don't work properly. So the liger just keeps growing bigger and bigger. Some have reached over 900 pounds. That is not a typo. That is a walking couch with teeth. And even though ligers look powerful, they only exist in captivity. Lions and tigers don't live in the same areas in the wild, so this mix doesn't happen naturally. Ligers usually have a mix of both parents' looks, a lion-like body with faint stripes. Some even love water like tigers, but socialize like lions. And fun fact, ligers often grow up calmer than you'd expect for something that could crush a refrigerator. Still, these animals require massive care, massive space, and massive food. This is not something you keep in your backyard, unless your backyard is the size of a football stadium. So at this point, we've gone from striped donkeys to dolphin whales to wild hybrid house cats, and now the biggest cat ever made. And somehow the next hybrids are even rarer, even more secret, and most people don't even know they exist.
Now we're entering the hidden tier. These next two hybrids aren't famous, they're not on posters, most people don't even know their names, and number 4 proves that lion mixes don't stop with tigers. Meet the leopon. This is the result of a male leopard and a female lion. And yes, this hybrid is real, but it is also extremely rare. Only a small number have ever been recorded, all in captivity. There is no confirmed natural wild population of leopons. A leopard looks like a lion built for stealth. It has a long, lean body like a lioness, but covered in dark leopard rosettes. The head shape leans lion, the patterns scream leopard, and the behavior is a mix of both. It can climb like a leopard and stalk quietly, but it also carries the raw power of a lion. That combination makes it one of the most visually striking big cat hybrids ever seen. What makes the leopard even more interesting is its movement. Unlike lions, which usually hunt on open ground, leopards are far better climbers. That means this hybrid can attack from places lions normally wouldn't. But here's an important clarification. Leopards do not occur in the wild in a verified way. Every known case came from controlled breeding, so while the animal is real, its existence depends entirely on human involvement. Now, number 3 pushes things even further into rare territory. Meet the Jaglion. This is the hybrid between a jaguar and a lion, and if you're thinking that already sounds dangerous, that's because it is. Jaguars already have the strongest bite force of any big cat. Pound for pound, they outbite lions and tigers. Now imagine that power mixed with a lion's size. Jaglions are not known to exist in the wild. All recorded cases come from captivity. That means this hybrid is real, but its natural behavior in the wild is not fully confirmed. What we do know comes from direct observation in controlled environments, and what we see is this. A Jaglion has the thick, muscular build of a jaguar with the wider frame and presence of a lion. Some show faint rosettes, some show partial manes. The results can vary. This is one of the few hybrids where scientists are very cautious with conclusions. Because the sample size is so tiny, behavior patterns are not fully established. What is confirmed is that Jaglions exist, they are massive, and they require extremely specialized care. This is not a zoo attraction you see often. Most of the world has never seen one in person. So let's take a second and stack this up. A lion crossed with a leopard, then a lion crossed with a jaguar. These aren't glitches, these are real biological outcomes, rare, controlled, but real. And if these sound like secret boss-level animals, the final part brings it back to 2 hybrids that are not only real, but already walking the earth right now.
Now, we arrive at number 2. This is the most common hybrid on this entire list, and chances are you've seen one in real life without even thinking about it. Meet the mule. A mule is the result of a male donkey and a female horse, and unlike most hybrids on this list, mules have been part of human life for thousands of years. They're not rare, they're not secret, but they are one of the most useful hybrid animals ever created. Mules are famous for one main reason. They are incredibly strong, stronger than horses of the same size. They carry heavy loads, walk long distances, and handle rough terrain better than most animals. They're also known for their intelligence and caution. People like to say mules are stubborn, but really, they're just smart enough not to do something that feels dangerous. That's not stubborn, that's survival instincts working overtime. Now here's the science part that makes them a true hybrid. Horses and donkeys have different numbers of chromosomes. When they mix, the result usually cannot reproduce. That means almost all mules are sterile. They can't have babies of their own. This is one of the clearest examples of how hybrids work at a genetic level. Real, proven, no debate. So number 2 shows us that hybrids aren't always wild monsters or lab accidents. Sometimes they're quiet workers carrying loads across mountains while everyone ignores how strange their DNA actually is. And now, number 1. This is the hybrid that proves that this list isn't just about captivity anymore. This one is walking the earth right now. Meet the growler bear, also known as the Pizzly bear. This is a hybrid between a grizzly bear and a polar bear, and unlike ligers, leopards, or jaglions, this one happens naturally in the wild. For a long time, scientists thought a grizzly-polar mix was impossible. Their habitats didn't overlap enough. That has changed. As Arctic ice melts and environments shift, polar bears are moving south, and grizzlies are moving north. Their paths now cross, and when they meet, sometimes nature does something wild. Growler bears have been confirmed through DNA testing. They are not rumors, they are not legends. They are officially recognized hybrids. They often have the long neck and lighter fur of a polar bear mixed with the shoulder hump, claws, and strength of a grizzly. And behavior-wise, they mix hunting styles too. They can stalk like a polar bear and fight like a grizzly. This makes them one of the most dangerous hybrids known to exist. Not because they're aggressive by nature, but because they combine 2 apex predators into one body. This isn't a future animal, it's not science fiction, it's alive right now. So when you zoom out and look at everything we've seen, striped donkeys, dolphin-whale mixes, wild hybrid cats, secret big predators, working animals, and finally a real-life bear crossover in the Arctic, one thing becomes clear. Nature doesn't need special effects to be unbelievable. Sometimes it already is.